Hello and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube, over on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and let us know what is your score. And hey, if you are planning a Disney vacation coming up real soon and you need a little bit of help trying to figure everything out, do not hesitate to let me know. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to help you get everything set up. Would love to make your vacation as magical as it can be. But today we are here as well for trivia, so let's get started and good luck. And as is tradition, when we get into August, it is perfect timing to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. If you didn't hear, last week we started the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Got to see some of the cool things they have this year, some of the weird food they have, and of course it's a tradition that is just a lot of fun. But yes, I understand we are in August, but Mickey and his friends have decided to start celebrating Halloween early down in Disney World, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun with the spookiest party that Disney throws year in and year out. I will say my sister-in-law was just down in Disney as they were starting to put up all the fall pumpkins and everything else like that, and she was there in July. She said it was weird, but at the same point, fall vibes, it's always a good time. So here we go. Question number 1. What is the parade that corresponds with Mickey's Not So Scary Party that has villains, the Headless Horseman, and graveyard workers showing off some fancy shovel work? Question number 2. What Nightmare Before Christmas couple can you meet during Mickey's Not So Scary? Question number 3. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party was a response to what theme park and the start of their own Halloween party? Question number 4. What movie characters are the inspiration for Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle's costumes? Question number 5. What other Disney park has their own Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? And question number 6, within 2 years, when was the very first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds to try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. Let's get you some answers here to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. So question number 1, what is the parade that corresponds with Mickey's Not So Scary Party that has the Headless Horseman, some graveyard workers showing off some fancy shovel work, has some villains in it? It's a lot of fun. Depending on who you talk to, this is one of their favorite parades. That is the Boo to You parade. That's the whole Boo to You. Boo to You. So it's a fun parade. I love seeing that parade. It's just a lot of fun. Plus, you get to see some characters that you don't normally see in a parade. Question number 2, what Nightmare Before Christmas couple can you meet during the Not So Scary Halloween Party? That is, of course, Jack and Sally. Now, Jack does kick off the fireworks show. They have this giant Jack skeleton. It's really, really cool. I think they said it's about 10 feet tall. It's huge. It's really cool to see, and it's something that's newer to the party. Question number 3, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party was a response to what theme park and the start of their own Halloween party? That is, of course, if you know that this is down in Disney World, you know the answer there is Universal Studios. Now, while we think about these Halloween parties as being, just a lot of fun in corresponds to, the Halloween season, everything else like that, definitely Mickey's Not So Scary is geared more towards families, whereas Universal is geared more towards, teens and young adults. So if you're planning on going to Orlando this time of year and until the end of spooky season, and you're trying to figure out which one to go to, keep that in mind. If you need a little help, let me know. Question number 4, what movie characters are the inspiration for Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle's costumes? Hopefully the fact that there are 3 of them gave you the hint that you got to think about 3 there. That is, of course, Hocus Pocus. Question number 5, what other Disney park has their own version of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? It's been a few years since they've had it, but technically the other park was Disneyland Paris. Now, Oogie Boogie Bash, that is out in Disneyland. That will have its own set of questions coming up here in a few weeks if you want to get ahead and start studying a little bit. But the other Disney park that had their own version of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, that was Disneyland Paris. Last but not least, within 2, what was the year that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party started? That was 1995. So in order to get the point, you would have had to say between 1993 and 1997. Personally, I really cannot wait to get down there and see everything that is involved with the Mickey's Not So Scary. It's just a fun time and a lot of really cool fireworks, a lot of really cool parades, and a lot of really, really creative costumes. All right, let's move in now to our round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts round. This round is filled with some simple questions that have some really simple answers. Today's category is charted Disney songs. So for this round, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tell you the name of a song and the movie that it came from. This song did appear on the Billboard Hot 100. All you have to do is tell me the artist that took it there. So let's have a little bit of fun with this one. So question number 1, The Climb from Hannah Montana, the movie. Question number 2, Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King? Question number 3, Let It Go from Frozen. Question number 4, Life is a Highway from Cars. Question number 4, Someday from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And question number 6, Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Now remember, all of these songs at one point or another did chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, for some of these, the artist who actually sang that song in the movie brought it to the Billboard Hot 100 and they got credit for that. In other cases, they did not. It was someone else. So let's go through these answers. So question number 1. The Climb from Hannah Montana, the movie, that is, of course, Miley Cyrus. Question number 2, Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King? That is Elton John. So again, question number 1 was an example of the actor bringing that song to the Billboard Hot 100. The answer to question number 2 is an example of the person who wrote it, bringing it to the Hot 100. Question number 3, Let It Go from Frozen. That is from Idea Menzel. She's the one who brought it to the Billboard Hot 100, and Let It Go might make an appearance later on in today's show. Question number 4, Life is a Highway from Cars. That is Rascal Flatts. That's just an example of a song that wasn't sung by anyone in a movie, but at the same point was still in the movie, and still the music video is all Cars themed. So we'll tie those two together. Next one, Someday from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That is All for One. Now, I have a theory. It's kind of a running theory. I don't know how true it is, but I have a theory that there are some artists that once they hook onto Disney, something just happens. An example of this is All for One. This is not the best known All for One song, but they hooked onto Disney shortly after I Swear came out, and they kind of have fallen off since then. So I have a whole theory that's for another episode, another time. And last but not least, Beauty and the Beast from the movie of the same title. We're not looking for Angela Lansbury here. We're looking for Pablo Bryson and Celine Dion. So if you've seen the live action remake, there is a new song in Beauty and the Beast that is performed by Celine Dion. That is the tie-in there. Celine Dion this was kind of her first big break with Beauty and the Beast when it came out and singing that song, and they tied it in to her singing the original song on the live action Beauty and the Beast. So a little bit of a tie-in, a little bit of connection there as well. All right, moving on now to round number 3. And of course, round 3 is our Connecting the Circles round. This round will have 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate to each other in some way through Disney. The 6th question will be the connection between those 5 answers. So of course, first 5 questions may or may not be Disney related, but again, all those answers somehow they're tied back into Disney? That's what question number 6 is. You got to figure out how they are all tied in. So let's start with question number 1. What country is where the Nobel Peace Prize is handed out? Question number 2. What country has the Autobahn? Question number 3. What country can we thank for pasta, some great sauces, and some awesome cheese? Question number 4. What country will host the Summer Olympics in 2024? Question number 5. What country decided to leave the European Union in an effort known as Brexit? And question number 6 is, what is the connection? If you listen carefully, Milo might have been giving you some answers in Morse code as he was itching his ear. But I'm going to give you some music, and then I will return with those answers. All right, let's connect those circles here. So question number 1, what country is where the Nobel Peace Prize is handed out? That is handed out each year in Norway, specifically Oslo, Norway, which is the capital. Question number 2, what country has the Autobahn? That is Germany. Question number 3, what country can we thank for pasta, some great sauces, and of course, some awesome cheeses? That is, of course, Italy. Question number 4 is, what country will host the Summer Olympics in 2024? That is France, specifically Paris, France. And question number 5 is, what country decided to leave the European Union in an effort known as Brexit? That is the United Kingdom. So you had answers such as Norway, Germany, Italy, France, and the United Kingdom. While those are, of course, the countries in the World Showcase from Europe down in Epcot. Hopefully you're able to figure that out. Again, hopefully you said more than just European countries. Yes, they all have had Disney princesses that have been from those countries as well. But at the same point, we're looking for something a little bit deeper than that one. And that one, in this case, is countries in the World Showcase from Europe. Continuing on now, we are going to go into our round number 4. And of course, round number 4 is traditionally held as our movie anniversary round. This week, we are going to celebrate the anniversary of the Clone Wars movie. While it is not the best movie in this series, there are some important through lines that come out of this movie. So we're going to celebrate a good movie and a fantastic franchise. Now, next week, we are going to talk about a very classic movie and an anniversary that is going to be a fun one next week. But this week, we are going to focus in on the Clone Wars. So question number 1, what franchise is tied into the Clone Wars? Question number 2, in between what episodes do the Clone Wars primarily unfold? Question number 3, what was the name of the Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars? Question number 4, what were the clones created for and used during the Clone Wars? Question number 5, who is the Jedi General known for leading the Grand Army of the Republic on the battlefield during the Clone Wars? And question number 6, what event marks the official end of the Clone Wars? All right, I'm going to give you a little bit of music and then I will return with those answers. All right, let's get you some answers here on the Clone Wars. So question number 1, what franchise is tied into the Clone Wars? Well, that is, of course, Star Wars. You don't know how hard it was to write these next 5 questions without using the words Star Wars in it. Question number 2, in between what episodes do the Clone Wars era primarily unfold? Well, they unfold during episode 2 and episode 3. They kind of tie those two together, and they have a through line that we see as part of episodes 4, 5, and 6 as well. Question number 3, who was the name of the Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars? Well, that was Palpatine, who later revealed themselves to be Darth Sidious. And then, of course, everything that happens after that. Question number 4, what were the clones created for and used for during the Clone Wars? Well, they were created as soldiers for the Galactic Republic's Grand Army of the Republic, and they used them to just fight all the battles for them. It was easy to be able to kind of keep cloning them, to be able to keep that wave of army going there. Question number 5, who is the Jedi Grand General known for leading the Grand Army of the Republic on the battlefield during the Clone Wars? That is, of course, Anakin Skywalker, and then later Obi-Wan joined him and led that same army as well. And then question number 6, what events marked the official end of the Clone Wars? The Clone Wars officially ended with the rise of the Galactic Empire and the execution of Order 66 as depicted in episode 3. So that is the through line that ties everything together. And then, of course, that is the end of the Clone Wars. And you could see that as well, not only in the movies, but the TV show that spun off of that as well. All right, let's move into our final round this week. And this round is titled Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez. We're going to finish today's game with a little bit of music, similar to how we did last week, but this week we're going to talk a little bit more about the people that write them. If you have not heard of Robert and Kristen, yeah, you have. Similar to how we talked about Alan Menken a few weeks ago, how we have, maybe you don't know exactly who he is, but you've heard of his music. Robert and Kristen are the same way. You may not know who they are, but you definitely know their music, and they've written some of the most recent iconic Disney music of the more iconic Disney movies. So let's get started with question number 1. Robert and Kristen were well known in the entertainment industry, but gained worldwide fame after their song from Frozen won an Academy Award and a Grammy. What song did they write that won those awards and so many more? Question number 2. They also wrote the music for what Pixar movie about the Day of the Dead? Question number 3. Robert Lopez got his big break when he helped to co-create what Tony-winning musical about a religious reading and those who go door to door? Question number 4. Robert and Kristen have won an EGOT. What are the awards that spell out EGOT? Question number 5. In 2006, the first musical that Robert and Kristen wrote together debuted at Animal Kingdom and recently has had a song that has gone viral on TikTok. What is the name of that musical? And question number 6. What Tony-winning musical was written by Robert Lopez and features singing Muppets? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. Let's wrap up today's game and get you some answers here about Robert and Kristen Lopez and all the work that they've done for Disney already, and I foresee a lot of work coming from them in the future. So question number 1, Robert and Kristen were well known in the entertainment industry, but gained worldwide fame after their song from Frozen won an Academy Award and a Grammy. What song did they write that won those awards and so many more? That is, of course, Let It Go. I told you it was going to come back around, and there it is. Question number 2, they also wrote the music for what Pixar movie about the Day of the Dead? They wrote all the music for Coco. So yeah, they wrote Remember Me, they wrote all the music for that, but Remember Me was the one they got an award for as well. Question 3, Robert Lopez got his big break when he helped to co-create what Tony-winning musical about a religious reading and those who go door to door? That is the Book of Mormon. Question number 4, Robert and Kristen have won an EGOT. What are the awards that spell out EGOT? That is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Only a few have won it, and Lin-Manuel he's very close. Lin-Manuel will win one soon. He is only missing, I believe, he is missing his Oscar to be able to form that EGOT. We all thought he was going to get it from Encanto. Unfortunately, he did not. He'll get it soon. Don't worry. Question number 5, in 2006, the first musical that Robert and Kristen wrote together debuted at Animal Kingdom, and recently, a song from that show has gone viral on TikTok. What is that musical? That is Finding Nemo, the musical. If you have seen the trend of "Where's My Dad?" that's from that musical. They wrote all the music for it. It was the first work that they did together for Disney. And last but not least, question number 6, what Tony-winning musical was written by Robert Lopez and features singing Muppets? That is Avenue Q. Fun little musical, highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. So again, if you have not heard of Robert and Kristen, again, you just didn't know they were behind some of the most iconic recent Disney music. All right, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you following, subscribing, everything else like that. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on Apple, and make sure you select to automatically download. If Apple isn't your thing, make sure you subscribe everywhere else. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. Let me know in the comments, hey, what was your score? Make sure you also click that bell for notifications. And hey, if you can, leave a 5-star review wherever you can, a plus, a thumbs up, whatever it is. You can also find us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And again, hey, if you are planning on going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, you want to go down there for Christmas, you want to plan a Disney vacation, do not hesitate to let me know. I'd love to be able to help you plan it. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to help you get set up and get you all taken care of. Well, hey, that's all we have for today. My name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next week.